the idea has been there for a long time. To turn it into a company, believe it or not, I just wanted to make some spatulas. I was just going to make 100 or 1,000 spatulas just to have something to do to get me out of my funk. But then as I started talking to people, I started to realize that what I was doing and a mission around Dead Meat Society was so much bigger than the skull spatula.
Patience is not just waiting. It is what you're doing while you're waiting. Make sure that during the patient times, you're putting in the effort, you're doing the work.
I would tell you, opening my stuff reminded me of opening an iPhone. Everything was that nice. When you buy something and the box is nice, you know the product's gonna be good too.
Rock and roll, baby. Let's go.
All right. Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, and as always, we have our illustrious co-host, Mr. Derry Wells, with us today.
What is up, everybody?
Look, guys, I'm super excited about this show. I have my man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jake Kouns from Dead Meat Society with us. If you don't know about Dead Meat Society, you need to figure it out. We will learn and dive all in to anything dead meat today. Jake, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate you having me, and I'm excited to have a chat today.
It's going to be outstanding, man. We met a few months back, and I have been excited. I'm glad. I think we met on LinkedIn, honestly.
I stalked you on LinkedIn. Let's be honest about it, right?
I love it. I love it. There's, I think you're my first ever stalker.
I did stalk you. It's true.
I don't get those very often. I've been trying to get Derry to stalk me for a long time, but
just FYI, the good stalkers you don't know about. So anyhow, that's
the most HR way, approved way possible.
That's
yes,
right.
That's yes, 100%. Well, Jake, why don't you? I know what you do, but the world needs to know. So why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you're doing, and we're gonna go down some rabbit holes, I'm sure, but we'll start there and see where it takes us.
Yeah, definitely a rabbit hole. So gotta have to wind back here. Usually you guys have a lot of barbecue guys on, right? I'm a cybersecurity guy, believe it or not, who is now decided I'm doing a barbecue company. So
I love it.
Very different path into your world, which has been great. But yeah, I think that the founding story here is that founded a cybersecurity company. It did quite well, and we got acquired, which was good. Got put on a 5-year non-compete, and about 2 years in, they politely told me they didn't need me anymore. Is that a nice way to say they asked me to move on?
Yeah.
And so
that's the PR way of giving you the middle finger. But yeah, go ahead.
Family show, right? We won't say anything. But you would think that as an entrepreneur, that's a good thing, right? But I think a lot of people, whether it's a restaurant or a cybersecurity, it doesn't matter. It's always about sort of building and traction and growing in this thing. And not a lot of people talk about what comes next when you get to where you think you're going and something may happen, right? So for me, after I was no longer with the company, I was in a not so great place, right? And looking back on it now, I would say about a year and a half, I was pretty depressed. You wear a shirt every day of whether it's your restaurant or, this is my company. It was called Risk-Based Security. And then suddenly, after a decade of building this company, like I would go into put on a shirt that I would wear every day and convulse. I just couldn't do it. Right. There was much more of a identity crisis than I thought there would ever be. So I would say about for a year and a half or so, I was moping around like a little baby. My wife would say, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just was unhappy." And I was doing things, volunteering, investing, helping other businesses, nonprofits and startups and all those things, but none of it was sort of making me happy, to be quite frank. And so I started doing a lot of networking. Now, when I was building my company, I wasn't a good networker. I kind of was heads down building. And then after that transition period, I started joining all these business groups. And so then it was kind of like, what I realized is I like to create. I like to go from 0 to 1. I like sitting around with a beer, a root beer, a bourbon, talk about problems, then figure out how to solve it, and then get that going, right? And so I realized I think I needed to do something. And you'd think it'd be some AI tech company or something like that. But the truth is, I had a wild idea about a decade ago of a skull spatula, and I never did anything with it. And then I was just sitting there and I was like, Lizard Brain said, Skull Spatula Company. And that's how the Dead Meat Society got started. So it's a very odd story.
I love it. I love every second of it. It is, if you have not seen his spatula, it's absolutely amazing. I have one.
Oh, I need to come to your restaurant then.
You do.
Here we go. I'll show you one.
Look, he's like, I just happen to have one.
I happen to have a bunch, as I'm learning, inventory and other things. But
go figure, right?
Here you go, baby.
Look at that.
That is fantastic.
So look, I will be honest with you, Jake. Anytime that I have ever had someone reach out, or I've seen, or gone and got a utensil, and they had this grandiose idea, and I'm just not saying this, I promise you, it is 1000% the way I feel. When I got my spatula and my tongs, I was scared that it was going to be cheaply made, that the handles weren't going to be, fit your hand. They weren't going to have a good texture. The metal was going to be really thin. It was going to be, it'd bend real easy, the whole 9 yards, right? But your stuff is absolutely incredibly made. It looks just like it does on all of your social media, all of the website stuff. And then we get to the merch. Derry,
I kid you not, I'm scrolling it right now, and
son, I'm going to tell you,
I could drop $300 here so fast.
Look, I'm talking. I know. I won't forget it. It's part of why I wanted to have Jake on the show so badly, because this dude tells me, he was like, "Hey man, here, give me your email address. I'll send you a coupon. I'll give you a sweatshirt. But you got to get one of the sweatshirts. The sweatshirt's amazing. You got to get one of the sweatshirts." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, true, all right." Bro, I opened that box. You can see what I got on my head.
Right, yeah.
I wear this hat at least once a week. At least.
Like literally.
And the sweatshirt, I tell you, I work out 4 days a week, and I wear that sweatshirt at least twice when I go to the gym. And probably even more than that. Mainly, it's amazing how many people stop me and look at my shirt, and it says Dead Meat Society on it. I
love it.
And they kind of got a confused look on their face.
So did you get to pull over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting like, I would like, I have to go shopping now. So.
Oh man, I'm telling you, it is outstanding. I love all of your stuff. I love the attention to detail that you have put into everything that you're doing. It's absolutely incredible. Most people, I think, they jump out there and they just go, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Here you go. And they find cheap material. They find, whatever the quickest, is it Grant Cardone or one of those guys that says you can have two of the three things. You can have it cheap, fast, and high quality, but you can't have all three.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
He figured out how to do all three.
Cheaper. Pick two.
That's right. Yeah.
It's great, man. I talk about you all the time. I love it. It's pretty incredible stuff. But I have to know, did you grow up in the IT world? And when I say grow up, meaning were you always a computer IT,
You're to say
fella?
nerd. That's what you're going to say.
You don't look like a nerd.
You're always a computer nerd.
Were you always okay? Fine, I'll say it. Were you always a computer nerd, or were you always this cool and just had to learn how to do the nerdy stuff?
I tell people it's something that bothered me my whole life, but now I think it's an advantage that I really am a jack of all trades. I should say Jake of all trades. I love computers. I love sports.
Trademark it. That's yours. Let's go.
But most of my computer friends, they hate sports. They call it sports ball, and they don't know what's going. But I've sort of loved all of it. But yeah, from a very early age, I got into computers and, did a bunch of stuff early on. And then it was just sort of natural to go in career wise. So, but I've sort of always been entrepreneurial and in spirit. So I've always been starting, from selling my artwork when I was a little kid, my parents tell me about, to, doing a lawnmower business, to this or that. I've always sort of had that business bit, but I've been into all the stuff.
I love that. So you have the idea.
Yep.
I'm going to make a skull spatula.
Yep.
How does the name Dead Meat Society come about from a skull spatula?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And, I'll tell you this, when I was building, the cybersecurity company, I was very secret squirrel about everything. It was like, I can't tell anyone my idea because they might scoop me or they might raise money and like get ahead of me or all. So I was very much building with, my founding team that we build the company with. For Dead Meat Society, it sounds a little strange, but since I've, been blessed to have an exit, right, and this is sort of my next act, I've been taking different approaches with things. I've been talking to people. I've been stalking people on LinkedIn and saying, hey, I'm not selling anything. I just want you to give me, what do you think about this, right? And so what I'll say is, there's some amazing, smart people out there. And the more that you're willing to collaborate with people and just make the ask of like, hey, what do you think about this? You can get some really great, great help or ideas or whatever it may be. So, how it started, the skull spatula idea seriously is a decade old. I came up with it, right around the time I was building the cybersecurity company. It was like, I don't know anything about skull spatulas and consumer product, the CPG space. I don't know what am I doing? Let me just focus on my computer security stuff. So the idea has been there for a long time to turn it into a company. Believe it or not, I just wanted to make some spatulas. I was just going to make 100 or 1,000 spatulas just to have something to do to get me out of my funk. But then as I started talking to people, I started to realize that what I was doing and a mission around Dead Meat Society was so much bigger than the skull spatula. So the name itself, a woman that I do a lot of work with, her name's Debbie. Shout out to Debbie. We were chatting on the phone and I was like, yeah, I'm just thinking about naming this thing. And she yelled out, it's got to be called Dead Meat. And I said, well, it's got to be something else. What about Dead Meat Society? And then boom, that was as simple as it was, name wise. So yeah, it's interesting that you look back on it.
I always find that typically the best names are the simplest ones, right? The ones that just pop out. Yeah. It's how I named my company.
Yeah.
It's how the podcast got its name. It's not a big secret. It wasn't anything grandiose. It was what meant the most to me, right? Mm-hmm. My grandfather's farm. Okay, well, he named his farm Single Tree. Boom, we're done. That's it. Right? And now it's a great conversation starter, and it gets people going, and it means, it has to. I tell everybody there's when you have a name that means more to you than the business, then you're probably going to put everything there is to everything you can into that business. And I love the name. I think it's incredible. People stop me all the time when I got the hat or my shirt on, and it's great. We have wonderful conversations about it. So I couldn't tell you how many times I've shared a link to your website over the last couple of weeks for sure. So
I appreciate it.
It's good stuff.
It's interesting too. I think when I think about names, I agree with you. They can be impactful in many ways, but I also it makes me think about branding. And so, if I slide here and you look at this, over here, this risk-based security logo, I was proud of that logo. That's like probably the third iteration of it. But I was not going to say, hey, let me send you a code to wear a risk-based security hat, because you're not going to wear one of my hats. So when you're in sort of that, let's call it business to business enterprise space, like, I don't know if logos matter as much, taking that brand to be as meaningful. Yeah, you got to look professional and you want people to go, all right, this is a trustworthy company. Great. But when you start getting into sort of direct to consumer, and you want it to go, brand is really important. So, again, I got to give another shout out to my friend Joe, who runs a high-end design firm in New York. And I was chatting with him and I was like, hey, I need this Dead Meat Society brand to be amazing. And we ran through a whole brand identity sort of workshop, and we spent a lot of time. The name was down, but how do we get this to really feel right? What's the color palette? What's the typography? Stuff that you go, what the hell are you talking about? But it's meaningful things that, I'm wearing the hoodie here, right? I'll back up. You can see it. See the DMS in the skull? Like our vision is that at some point you'll just wear a hat with that skull, and I'll know, hey, what are you cooking? Right? Like, having an identity where you will feel good to wear it. People will stop you and go, what's that? It's a much different need of a better brand when I think you're in this kind of direct DTC space, direct to consumer.
I love it. Jake, let's take a quick break. And then when we come back, I want to talk about dinner for two.
All right.
Most brands want something clean, polished, quite frankly, forgettable. Dead Meat Society is for the ones that just don't quite fit the mold. For the late nights, that meaty perfection, the hunger inside. Join the society, stay soft. deadmeatsociety.com. Go check it out.
Welcome back to Single Tree Nation, guys. I'm your man, Charlie Eblin, and as always, we have our illustrious co-host with us today, Mr. Derry Wells. You don't like my illustrious, do you?
No, I'm just fine. It has nothing to do that is show related. I just got tickled, and it is what it is.
Okay.
Your footwear today's throwing me off, man.
You like my footwear?
I'm not hating. You got on some Birkenstocks. It's just not you.
It's wonderful.
It is so different. And
do you know how comfortable these things are?
I know, but I'm taking your word on it.
Yeah.
It was when you stretched, I saw the socks. Like,
this is my little red socks.
This is not Charlie Evelyn. I'm sorry. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's just not you. And
so, look, I will tell you, anybody that has ever worked in a kitchen has probably had a pair of Birkenstock.
The clogs.
Yeah. Right. So I bought those in pretty much every job I've ever had for my kitchen shoes. And the last ones I bought, I got a hole in the side of them rather quickly. And they're plastic. Like, I mean, that's what it is. It's just plastic, and it cracked. Well, it pissed me off. So I decided to buy a pair of leather ones.
Yeah.
And that's what these are.
I love them. I'm not trying to take away. It's just so unique for you. It threw me off, and I did not mean to detract from our episode.
You made a comment about my ugly kitchen shoes last week.
No, I didn't.
I said 2 weeks ago.
I could tell you were busy today is what I said.
Now I got these.
Get out of here.
And I put some red socks on with them. And they're wonderful.
Look, let's talk about Jake. Come on. Let's just not. This is not where I went with this. I'm sorry I got tickled, but
I feel like you need to show the shoes now.
Right. I feel like you need to.
I feel like we need to see them. Oh, man, you're not kidding. You're not kidding.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
It's just not typical to you. That was the only place I was going with this.
I'm not taking my socks off.
No, please don't. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's a fantastic look. But when you do come in your clogs, I know you've been busy because like that's the day.
That's the day I'm working.
And well, you can see on your face too. Like he's been kitchen bound.
I've been locked in.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
as the kids say today, lock in, bruh. Yeah.
Trauma.
All right.
Anyway.
All right.
I heard
rabbit hole number 1 gone down. Okay. Jake, we have a segment on every show that we started a while back that I really enjoy. I think it tells a lot about who you are and kind of what's going on in your world. And we call it Dinner for Two. And this segment is real simple, right? If you could have dinner with one person, past, present, or future, who would it be and why?
Oh, man. I didn't prepare for this. I watched some other episodes and don't I saw this one. It's funny. I'm a big family guy, and so I think a lot of people would probably put someone famous or someone in there, and I don't think that's for me. I think if I have dinner for two, I'm eating with my father. We're talking business ideas. I actually founded my last company with my father. I've been sucking him into this Dead Meat Society thing too, and Yeah, I think I'm sitting with him, and we're going to talk shop and all the problems in the world and how we're going to solve them all. I think that's what I would do.
Love it. What are you eating?
You know,
or are you having dinner, or are you grilling?
Yeah. So here's what's funny. It would be some kind of meat, maybe a good steak meal somewhere, or you guys got to remember, I'm not a good griller. I'm not a good barbecue. You know what I do? I make burgers and I drink bourbon, man. Right. So
I
I'm
see
a
nothing
burger
wrong
guy
with this.
and I'm drinking bourbon. So that would be an ideal for me out there grilling, whether it's smash burgers or regular burgers. They both work for me. Some good bourbon and, have some good time together.
I love it. Do you have a favorite brown liquor that you like to pour in your cup?
I do. And, I do drink a lot of Blanton's. I love Blanton's, but my favorite is Weller, the white bottle. Have you seen that one? The Craft Perfect Bourbon. Yeah. By far my favorite. When I can get a hold of that, that's delicious.
Since we've broached this subject, I was reading a commentary, maybe in the past week, has the bourbon bubble busted? And they were starting to show some of the pricing over the past 12 to 15 months, where it has started to come down to where, quote, it should be, right? And I was impressed by that a little bit because this bubble has finally now burst. And then there's a local place here in town who posted their social media some of the top shelf bottles he had, so to speak. The pricing was wildly advantageous. And I went and got a couple. And I said, "You still got any of these in?" He goes, "Yeah, I got about 5 or 6 bottles left." And it's funny because I feel like it's finally, I'm not saying finally, but it has definitely slowed down to a point of the bubble has not been so overinflated, if you will.
I agree with you, but I also think it's capacity, right? I mean, during the COVID era, right, when everyone was drinking and no one can get everything, a lot of those places like Buffalo Trace and otherwise, they've been pumping out so much more bourbon capacity wise. So
that's fair.
I think that's the other thing. You could say, is it tariffs and Canada's not drinking as much? Who knows? Are younger folks not drinking as much? There's all those stories.
Right.
But I think a combination of some of that, but I also think just a lot more capacity out there. And I agree with you. Here in Virginia, it used to be, I don't know about you guys, we have ABC stores where you can only get your liquor. So you got to go, it's a real pain in the ass. And you were waiting in line for things. And now you can kind of, depending on the day, go into an ABC store and there's a bottle of Blanton's just sitting there. And that was never, right? You were waiting in line and hoping they had enough that you could grab one.
I've got this story that the first, I've got a good friend of mine that he's become a good friend over the past 2 years. And he was an enthusiast. We'll put it that way. He had more stuff in his little locked away closet than I probably will ever see again. And we go over to his house. There's a group of gentlemen, and we're all kind of doing our thing one night. And I'm like, "Oh, John, I see what you've got here. Oh, you've got Blanton's." That's exactly how I said it. I said, "I've had Blanton's," because I'm thinking like I'm trying to fit in with this. And he just looks at me and goes, "Not that Blanton's." And it was some uppity whatever bottle. And I knew then.
Old, probably.
Yeah. And I'm playing in a whole different realm. The number of Weller single barrels he just had sitting out. And he goes, "The gold label one's this bottle's this, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, I'm out of my league. And I stopped everything I was doing and only stood back if I was offered or served. I would, because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So I've yet to have a bad tasting at his house. I will say that. So
smile and nod, keep it coming. Whatever you pour, I'm in.
That's it. So, and he knows we've got a give and take there. And John just, because he's a wonderful host. That's the other problem. Top to bottom, perfect. But he's a great host. So anyway, but he said, "Not that Blanton's." And I was like, "All right, I'm out."
I will say, I do find the bourbon drinkers of bourbon and ice are dwindling. When I go to events or do things, like when I would do things with go to like conventions and stuff, right? And you get around of a whole bunch of industry guys, and we're all, a whole bunch of business leaders and owners, and we're talking and we're, BSing and going back and forth. And it's, hey, can I get an old fashioned? Hey, can I get a,
whatever on the rocks.
Whatever,
yeah.
Right? Can I get a Jack and Coke? Just to go right down that rabbit hole. But the purest of just a bourbon on ice.
It's my favorite.
I don't see as often as I used to. So,
well, the real purist is neat, no ice.
Neat. Oh yeah.
Neat, right?
And I'm just too big of a sissy.
What? It's just too harsh for you?
Yeah, just I think that's why I'm gray headed, because I tried that for a while.
Come on, man.
And it burned all the color out of my face.
No,
I think so.
Funny, there's a lot of bourbon snobs out there. I have a pretty good collection, and one day you can come. We'll drink some of my collection. But a lot of bourbon snobs out there like that sort of higher proof bourbon. I've realized that I don't like that higher proof bourbon. I don't like it. I had a really nice bottle of Booker's that someone was like, "This is amazing," and I was like, "God," it's like it was just killing me. So I found that like 90, 95 proof, that lower proof bourbon, neat. Oof. There's something with that, particularly if you're outside around the flame with a nice.
Now that I will 100% agree with you.
Really well.
Yeah, I have a couple of bottles of Eagle Rare at home.
Yep, delicious stuff.
And but what I have found is the 10-year isn't as high a proof as the 17. And the 17, although it is delicious, it is really good.
That 10 years
it has a
yeah.
It gives
makes
you
your left eyeball twitch a little bit.
Yeah, it'll warm you up real quick.
An Easy Rider when he was like, I mean, that's old. Yeah, it gets you.
Yeah, it makes you feel something.
I do like a slightly higher up, about that 100, 101. And I enjoy that neat. Anything above that, I probably want.
See,
people love Weller's Antique 107. That's but when you start getting hot, it's just, I don't know.
I got a buddy that he just wants to get burned up. He's at 115. I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? I'm like, please stop.
Do you realize, Derry, you have proven my point about the higher proof bourbons. If you keep drinking it, you will be gray headed just like me.
Okay, well, again, 100's not high. I'm just saying.
It's higher.
Okay, higher.
Just saying.
All right.
It's just what I'm saying.
Whatever. Get out of here.
Oh, my goodness. Can we get back to the show?
Please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He said, please. Please get back to the show. Oh, my goodness. All right. So we are... Goodness gracious.
You need a refresher here?
I need a bourbon.
Oh, yeah, need a good bourbon. Yeah, not be
have
just
to start
fine.
drinking from a different cup or something.
Yeah, figure it out. It's great. So we got you have the spatulas, you got the idea, it's all rolling. This all started, you said, a decade ago, right? So
initial idea, yeah.
So now, how long have you been up and running at this point? You got all your stuff. It's ready. You can purchase it. The website's rocking and rolling. How long have you been going so far?
That's a great question. I will tell you that in the CPG space, and if you want to do quality things, right? If you just want to go out and find some factory and say, hey, you already got this thing, and just slap my logo on it, that can be a very condensed process. And then you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, yeah, you can do samples and all that, but to go from idea of drawing, I mean, so, for the spatulas, and by the way, I don't even think I showed you, but, we've got the skull tongs too, right?
Oh,
so we have a whole kit here.
Yes.
We designed 5 unique tools. And so this process took a lot longer than I anticipated. In fact, probably 1.5 years from this crazy idea to now I have something to sell. And so that's way, way longer than I'm used to. In the tech space, you can move a lot faster. This, was draw the idea. Okay, that's not quite right. Then then I get the designs the way I want and go, oh my God, but they're not in CAD drawing. So you can't actually manufacture, just because you drew like a nice marketing picture that looks cool, doesn't mean you can then manufacture that thing. So then you got to get into CAD drawings, and then you got to start figuring out where you're going to manufacture it, which was that's a whole rabbit hole story too. And then, okay, now can you actually build this thing that you have a CAD drawing for? And then you start having to make these decisions about cost and quality. And at every turn, I said, quality.
Yeah.
And so that's why, sometimes I'll get people saying, man, you're so expensive. Your stuff's expensive. And I'm like, look, if you want to go to Walmart and get like a 2-pack or a 3-pack of shitty tools for $7, you can totally do that.
Yeah. Go. And we won't stop you.
And I won't stop you. And it's fine. That might be your path to sort of, buy those when they break every, 6 months. And it may be cheaper than getting that stuff. But if you care about quality and you care about sort of being part of what we're talking about, this society, this movement that's larger, you're going to get this stuff. And so, yeah, man. So I'd say a year and a half from really making movement until I finally had something up on that Shopify website, which that's a whole other Shopify story. If you ever played with that, that's a whole other story, where I could feel confident that you could buy and then have that curated experience the whole way through, from feeling good about buying to when you open that packaging. I spent a lot of time and effort.
Your packaging is second to none
on the boxes. In fact, you've probably seen this, but I had these cards made up, and you get a card, and when you open it up, this is actually a hand signed by me. I spent hours, days signing this stuff, and it says, "Welcome to the society. You're now part of something bigger. We take care of our own on and off the grill. Every purchase goes to giving back to our communities." And so like all of these very intentional things take a lot of time, but that was the experience I wanted from, the second it showed up, you knew it was a badass Dead Meat Society package. It just wasn't some horrible Polymail or Amazon box.
Yeah.
It was.
I would tell you, opening my stuff reminded me of opening an iPhone.
Oh wow!
Like the box, like literally. Seriously, I mean, everything was that nice. When you buy something and the box is nice, the product's gonna be good too. And that's what, like, it really took me back to when you go buy a new iPhone and you open that up and it's just like, it's got thick cardboard and it fits perfectly together. And it's not just some flimsy box you get from, Walmart's a good story, right? I mean, it's actually a good package. I kept all the packaging, which is, crazy and weird, but that's me.
I love it.
He also has a stack of iPhone boxes in his closet, so he just doesn't take that.
Never know when you're going to need that box.
That's right.
You never know, man.
Hey, Jake, I do want to go back. You brought up the hand signed card.
Yeah.
I want to know what made you want to do that, and here's why I want to know that. I've always wanted to ask someone who takes that time this question of why, because every company that I've ever ordered from, smaller or larger, but it was DTC, direct to consumer.
Yeah.
When I get a hand signed card, I have not once ever not done at least a second order. A handful of them, or third or fourth order, have come in, and it doesn't have to be by the owner, because I realize that there's a scale, and sometimes it's going to be the manager, whoever. But they took time to stop, sign their name to a card, and then drop that in the box. Why did that become the importance of it? Was it that final step of, this is my name on this? Was it, I want you to come back? Where's your why, and what, like, I've got to have that as the final point?
Yeah. I think it's a great question. And I love that you're asking sort of, the why question. I think for me, I wanted this, again, we haven't really sort of talked about some of the movement mission elements of everything yet. But as I was realizing that, man, this is so much bigger, and now I feel more of a sense of responsibility not to screw up what I'm doing. Like, I need to shepherd this company and this movement. I started to get a lot more appreciative of anyone that buy any of my stuff, right? Like, and so, man, I had cards everywhere. My hand was hurting. Not that I want to like pretend like I'm a celebrity or something, but I started thinking about people signing at shows, and I was like, damn, it's hard. My hand was killing me. And then all of a sudden my signature wasn't looking so good. I signed, I got 1,000 of these and hand signed so that everyone in what I called my OG, the original griller order, would get a hand signed thing from me that I could say to you, I appreciate what you're doing. It's big. It's bigger than, this whole order and you being part of it. It's bigger. It's about helping the community. And I'm super thankful for the support. And I think that's where it came from, of just wanting to make sure people felt something differently and they knew they were part of something bigger, and that I really did take the time. That like, I don't know, Charlie, when you got it and you looked at it, if you thought it was a stamp or something, but it is a legit ink, a paint pen that I signed all those with in the box.
Yeah, I was stoked about it, and I think I put a picture of it online. It's pretty cool to see. That's a lost art. It's hospitality to the next level. It's what I call undeniable hospitality.
Yeah.
If somebody cares enough to take that much time to sign every card, handwritten note, whatever it may be, it's absolutely incredible. I had a past CEO that would write you a handwritten letter every time he'd come to town. Right. If he came to your restaurants, or, he toured with you, or he had a meeting with you, whatever it was, he'd send you a handwritten letter. And it wasn't anything crazy. It was, 4 or 5 sentences of, hey man, appreciate you. Thank you for working so hard. Keep up the great work. Signed, Tom. Here you go. Right. And he'd mail it out. And he probably didn't even mail it out. He probably had his assistant do it. Like, fine, whatever. But he hand wrote that letter. And those things mean more than anything else. And one of the things I've thought about it at my restaurant, and, we could hire a manager to come in my restaurant and run the shifts every day. But the difference in what we do versus what the corporate barbecue restaurants down the street do is the fact that I'm in the building every day. I'm talking to my guest, and I'm the one making those connections and shaking those hands and kissing the babies and high-fiving the kids as they walk through the door.
Kissing the babies?
Man.
It's RSV and flu season, man.
I have some of the most precious babies that come in my place. There's this one little girl. She is, oh my goodness, Palmer Jane is her name. She is beautiful. She's
got a
probably
fan, huh?
Oh man, she's probably 1.5 years, 2 years old now. Probably 1.5 years old. And her parents come in all the time. They came in before she was.
Yeah, I didn't think she'd come by herself.
She was she drives. It's the Barbie cart.
She's on the advanced license stage.
But she loves the chicken wings, and she will eat that whole, like, just gnaws on the bone. It's amazing. Great. I absolutely love it.
That's great.
It's good stuff.
You saying that, I would also say, as I've been building Dead Meat Society, there's some things that I think I've been very thoughtful about, that I've kind of fallen into that I didn't really So there is this whole guy out there talking about unreasonable hospitality. I don't know if you've heard that. And
I have the book.
Yeah, having the book, right? So like, there's some things like that I hadn't heard of that. I just thought I want to be very intentional about what I'm doing here, right? I mean, even from a brand standpoint, I guess because I'm not a barbecue great griller. If you look at most of the influencers out there, it's all about them cooking and their sauces and what they're doing. The Dead Meat Society is about the society. It's not about Jake. And so my whole thing is about raising up all of these backyard grillers, these tailgaters, these unfound sort of backyard warrior folks that do amazing things. And so it's funny. I started off just going, I want to highlight all these people. And now it's actually done really well for the brand by highlighting the people, not the brand. And so I think there's some interesting things of, again, the why, when you come in and you're building that culture and what you're about and those values, then you start to think that, this is a very intentional, very thoughtful, we want to sort of help the community and raise up anyone that we can.
Well, going down that road, Jake, you've started this cool company, right? You got a great logo, kick-ass name, right? Are you a part of this society? It makes you feel left out if you're not, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. you can kind of feel like a little bit of a rebel on, you know, I'm a part of the Dead Meat Society.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just kind of, it's kick ass, right? You know, like I said something the other day and it stuck, and it was, you know, be a part of the society or just stay soft.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, like,
I love it.
man, like, come on.
You might have to borrow that slogan.
I love it. It's great. It's yours. You can have it. All right. But like, you've done all of these really cool things. So what's the future look like? Where do we go? Like, you know, like I love wearing my sweatshirts. I wear my hat, you know, like I'm promoting it for you. You know, Derry's, I mean, hell, it took 3 seconds and Derry's already placed an order. Like,
I'm telling you,
it's,
I have stuff in the cart.
I know you do. I saw you do it.
I love it.
So, like, where do we go from here? What's the plan? How are we gonna make Dead Meat Society? You know, like I say, I'm gonna be the Nike of barbecue, right? So, how are you gonna continue to blow this thing up, and what's the future look like?
Great question. And I'll tell you, you know, some of the things I'm doing with Dead Meat Society, I would give other entrepreneurs grief over. And one of the things that I've been doing is too many things, too many ideas. And so this has gone from a skull spatula to, we have so many things going on, right? We're giving back to charities. We have a Facebook group where you can just post your cooks, and then we pick a winner each week called the Smoke Show winner, right? We have a newsletter we call Dead Meat Spam, the only spam you ever want to open. And it's like curating all of the best on social media. And so like we've been doing all of these things a little too much. And so now that the tools are done finally, right? Because I did have a lot of people say to me, hey, Jake, just go build the community without the tools. Like, just get it going. And then there'd be a lot of times where people would be like, what is this Dead Meat Society thing? And it was a little tricky, I will say, to say, hey, come join the Dead Meat Society without the hero product of the skull spatula, showing that we have some tooling and all those sorts of things. But we've been building it up. And so now that the tools are in place, all the painful parts of figuring out how to ship things and the online stuff of Shopify and all the social media stuff is all now it's time to grow those things. And really the most important thing is the focus on what we call our local chapters. So, all right, hopefully I won't get canceled for this little segment here, but I'll tell you how this came about. As I've been talking to more people, and you know, and after I sort of got a little further along, there was about 50 to 75 people that I pressure tested all of the DMS stuff with. And I said, what are your thoughts? And it was one reoccurring theme. Well, really two. One was, why does it have to be skull spatulas? Why don't you do spices and rubs and aprons? Like people wanted me to do so much stuff that I kept saying, let me just finish my spatulas. Jeez, let me get one product out before we decide we're going to do more. So that was a very big one. But the second one was, it was a feeling among a lot of backyard grillers, particularly dads, particularly men. And so again, I don't want to get canceled for saying women aren't well. That's not what we're saying. There's amazing women grillers. They're totally welcome in the society. But a lot of my conversations were with men that are pretty damn lonely these days. And there's a legit men's loneliness epidemic that is going on, that has been there, but was, when COVID hit, made it even worse, right? And so, you know, when you think about grilling, bringing people together, it just became really obvious that the Dead Meat Society is about getting people together in real life. And I'm a tech guy, next time I need to be in the studio with you guys. It's great that I can do this remotely, but there's something about in real life that we're missing post-COVID, where people don't want to get together.
Yeah.
And so
100%.
realize that, man, you know what the Dead Meat Society really needs to be? Try to create local chapters where we get people together to have fellowship and spend time together, grill more food than we can eat, feed the homeless, and feed first responders. And so that's what we're up to. And so the big push moving forward is we're going to try to find folks that want to run local chapters, and then try to get, whether it's once a month, once a quarter, once a year. I don't care if you partner with a barbecue place, you do it at a church, I don't care where. Just try to get people together to spend time together and feed our community. So you're going to see the big push for us to really try to make a difference and an impact in local communities.
I love that. I also love that you're putting
Sounds
your
like
money.
I just got another job.
Yeah, you did. I mean, also, I'm just going ahead and say,
You might be a chapter president.
I got a parking lot. I know a parking lot we can use.
I know a guy.
Yeah. But you're putting your money where your mouth is. It doesn't take a second to pop on to your Instagram and you see that you're out at JMU at the university. I know they had a fantastic season. Charlie inadvertently made an SEC reference when he said it just means more. But you took and you went to a tailgate. You mentioned tailgates.
Yep.
You went to Eugene, and I know it wasn't the outcome that James Madison was wanting. However, that's a very different campus, a very different location, and you're out there among that green with your purple on.
100%.
What is that weekend like when you're like, here's my Dead Meat Society, here's my purple, we're the minority here, let's go, boys?
You know, I think it's funny. I mean, look, some people get cranky about stuff, but a lot of tailgaters, man, they welcome you in, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Eugene and Oregon, they were amazing. They were awesome. And so, yeah, they had no idea what the dead meat stuff was, but we said, hey, we go around and we pick the tailgater of the week and you're it. And I'd love to interview you. And so, you know, and again, you talk about plans moving forward. I want to hit all college campuses, or I want to figure out a way to have ambassadors do it where go around and recognize these people doing amazing stuff tailgating, right? I mean, this is part of the culture. But yeah, man, going to Eugene was great. You know, the first half of that game could have been a little bit better. But regardless if you're in the camp that, hey, they pulled their starters, they didn't really pull all their starters. We scored on them and had more yards and points than a lot of other people did. And that's
right. Absolutely.
It was a great atmosphere. And I've been trying to get around to lots of stadiums and just, you know, hang out with the tailgating crowds, see what they're like, and then spread the dead meat mission while I'm at it.
I think the unique thing about the tailgating crew is it doesn't matter how small or possibly even how unsuccessful your college is, that tailgating lineup, those folks, like, they hit it hard, and it is fantastic. And our local university here, MTSU, we've had their coach on. He's wonderful. We've had several different interactions with them. I'm an alumni, and there's a lot going on there. It wasn't our best year, but you can go out to the Grove and there is a line of tailgaters just in blue, and it's a fantastic time. And I think that is a wonderful element of what, like you were saying, just guys being together, guys having guy time. Me and Charlie regularly check on each other, and just that element that comes about from.
I just had an idea.
Let's do it.
What if we had Jake come down for the salute game next year at MTSU?
I think you're all over it.
That Singletree puts on, we cook like 2,000 chicken wings and all kinds of food and pork, and we cook a whole bunch of stuff.
The list of food you sent me this year, y'all cooked, was insane.
But we feed, like, every year we feed 1,000 to 1,500 people at the salute game because I'm a veteran and they want us to come and help with the veteran tent and the whole 9 yards. And it's an absolutely just really, really cool thing to do. And how cool would it be if we had
a DMS banner right behind the?
Well, if we had Jake come,
I'm in,
and then with all the tailgaters, we could have tailgates. We could set the podcast up and do a show from the salute game.
Sounds like we're
with Jake there,
business call
as a celebrity host.
I'm in.
And then we can eat.
We'll let you cook. Me and Jake will have fun. There we go. I love this idea. It's great.
Hey, you got a sponsor. I'm in, man.
Let's do it.
This gives me 11 months to match Jake with the mustache game. Like, we are in. I am so in. So
I just have to cross my fingers and hope it doesn't overlap a JMU home game, right? You know?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
So
but, I get that.
You know, what you just said, in all seriousness, obviously, you know, look, you guys are great at what you do, but I will sponsor that. I will help, and that's something that I want to try to do larger because I think it can make an impact. I think it matters. So, you know, there's been some people that have gone to tailgates and do some stuff, but I want to try to make this more regular, where people are recognized for what they're doing. Because if you really look at some of these tailgaters and these backyard guys, they're awesome. They're crushing it.
Oh yeah,
they're also really talented.
Yeah, extremely. There's some extremely talented cooks, and they have a set up. We went to the Tennessee Illinois bowl game. It was my first bowl game my son's first college game.
Oh, wow.
And he's a huge UT fan, the whole 9 yards. They just happened to be here in Nashville, and we got down there super early because he wanted to take in all the sights and see all the things, and it was really, really cool. Never be able to take that experience from me. It's absolutely outstanding. But one of the things I noticed was how many tailgates there were. But not only how many there were, but there's a distinct difference in the people that tailgate
and they tailgating
and the people that just show up early.
No, they tailgating.
Right?
Like you got to put a little to it.
There was this one setup that, holy cow, I don't know. There's no way they can do this every week.
I guarantee they do. I guarantee they do.
Dude,
absolutely.
I'm telling you, they had multiple 10 by 20 tents. I think it was like 4 10 by 20 tents.
They link them up, man.
Oh yeah, all linked together.
Absolutely.
On the back side.
This was probably downplayed because they have to travel. You got when you're at home, you got the home set up. We are rocking.
No, it was all
rolling.
Tennessee people.
I know that. Yeah. That's a 3-hour trip. At UT in Knoxville, I guarantee they're missing 3 tents.
I'm telling you right now. There is
look, he knows what I'm talking about. He's been there.
Yes.
Like it doesn't like
look, there was liquor stores that didn't have that much alcohol.
Absolutely.
Outside.
They can hand out freebies to just whoever goes by.
Dude, it was look, I counted 6 6-foot folding tables.
Absolutely.
In a row.
Absolutely.
That had nothing but handles. All the way down, like you couldn't put nothing else on the tables. And then there was boxes underneath and a full bar on the other side.
And here's why.
But the best part about all of it was the complete, like I said, that was 20 feet.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole other side, 40-foot long worth of tents.
Yeah.
Was nothing but grills.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
Nothing but grills the whole way down.
I have been at those events where they will literally just hand stuff over the table. Somebody walking by, you got a UT hat on, go Vols, and here they are. You're one of the guys, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm telling you, I promise you, that was smaller version than what they do at home. I promise you it was. There's no doubt in my mind.
Man. So I hadn't been to a UT game at home in a long time. I think we need to make a trip.
Do that one.
Well, I need to put that on the calendar.
You have a reason now to go hand out Tailgater of the Weeks.
You
should be going all over the place.
As the local chapter president, you've got a job.
I guess
we need to do some more collabs here.
That's right. Absolutely.
I'm going to go home and tell my wife I got another job, and she might hit me in the face.
No, don't frame it like that. Yeah. Hey, we've got to go to Knoxville for work. See, that's how it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's absolutely.
Derry's going. Like, just throw it out there. It's fine. It works.
Yeah, we'll see how this works out for me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love you guys. Okay, we have a segment on our show, Jake, that we call Mac or Beans. It's a this or that segment. Okay.
Latest Mac or Beans ever.
It is
by far.
It is by far. But I have to get it in the show. It is a prerequisite. When you go to a barbecue joint, do you get the mac and cheese as your side, or do you get the beans as your side?
I'm a Mac guy.
Mac. We are 50-50.
It's yes. I love it. I love it. There was a time when all people answered mac or beans.
Yeah.
And we hit a really strong stretch. Of mac and cheese, and then we've hit a long stretch with beans.
Yeah.
And it's the law of averages. It all comes back around.
Jake's turned the tide to mac and cheese.
That's it.
All right. So with that being said, the other side of this and that mac and beans segment, are you a low and slow barbecue fella, or a hot and fast hamburgers, hot dogs, steaks kind of person?
I mean, like I've told you, I'm dreadful at all this. You know, one of the things that I think I'm bringing to this is if you're actually just getting into figuring it all out, like, you know, should meat fall off the rib bone or not? And all the arguments that you guys have about pellets this and stick this. I don't care about any of that. I don't give about any of that, right? I care about we're all the same tribe of we're all grilling and we're all going to get together and we're going to feed everyone. That's what I care about. That being said, I'm trying to get better. Right now, I'm just a burger guy. I can do some steaks. I've been testing out all the meatery, the little I'm a tech guy, so if I can monitor on my phone, it makes my life better, right?
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
So, I tell people, and actually on the Dead Meat Society website, we have the commandments. I don't know if you've seen that, where we're really trying to say is like, if you think you're so good at grilling that you're going to be a jerk to everyone, we kind of don't want you. There's plenty of other places for you to go. If you want to be a mentor and help people, then we'd love you in. Yeah. But one of our commandments is about you can still embrace innovation, but honor tradition, right? So if you're an open fire guy, right? It's amazing. That's real grilling to you. Yeah. And everything else like pellets is all that is lame. And how dare you IoT your device thing? How dare you? That's sacrilegious. Look, we can still honor what has come before, but we can embrace all of the new technology. And if it's going to help make life better and still feed people, that's all I care about.
I love that.
Look, I think that's probably the best answer anybody's ever given me.
Yeah. Chalk it up, put it on the tag it at the top of the feed. There we go.
I am very much a traditionalist when it comes to barbecue, all barbecue, whether it's grilling or smoking or whatever. But that is my personal preference. And what I tell people all the time is if you don't have 30 years to learn how to manage a fire, and you don't have, 12 to 16 hours to actually manage that fire, then you're probably not going to cook great low and slow barbecue. So if you want to start by buying a pellet smoker and set it at 250 degrees and put your meat on it and come back in 12 hours and take it off and it's done, then great. You can cook great barbecue and I'm happy for you.
That's it. Just don't make
I don't do it that
barbecue.
way, and it's perfectly fine. But as Derry just said, don't cook bad barbecue.
That's it.
Well, we do have a saying that we say friends don't eat, you don't let friends eat steak well done. So we try to, however you cook it, we try not to like push people to well done steak, right? But whatever you're into, and I've seen a lot of people that will start with pellet and then it's a welcoming, easy way to get into it. And now they're doing other things and now they're going down your path. So I don't think it has to be like, you got to be amazing or you're kind of not welcome. I think it's whatever you want to do. It's you're part of the tribe. And then you get good at that pellet grill, then try out something else. Have you tried this? And then I think you see people expand and they can appreciate the different styles.
Very much so. Yeah, it's a vast world and there's a lot to learn in all of it. Jake, if people are trying to find Dead Meat Society, what's the easiest ways for them to find you?
Yeah, I think right now it's going to deadmeatsociety.com. It's long to type, but go there. It's got links to everything. We are putting a lot of stuff on our Facebook group. We encourage, if you have Facebook and you're one of those people that likes it, join our group, post some pictures, engage with people, share your knowledge. Even if you're just by yourself, like connecting online, post a picture of what you're grilling and connect with people when you don't have a chance to be in person. We got an Instagram account now. I didn't plan on being like an influencer, like filming myself. Hey, it's Jake, and all. But I'm
good ones never plan on it, so you're doing just fine. Don't worry.
Yeah. I did not want to have to do that, but I realized that if you don't, it's hard to get your message out. And so I feel passionate about what we're doing. I think we can make a big impact. So, you can find us loads of different places. Sign up for our newsletter if you like email. It's pretty funny. And then, hey, if you're doing anything cool, if you've got a rub or a sauce that you've been using in your backyard for 30 years and you have no idea how to get it to market, call me up. I'll help you out. One of the things that we're thinking about doing is, just because I came up with the skull spatula idea doesn't mean that we have to use my ideas for products. If the society has ideas for anything they want to do, create with us. We'll help you bring it to market. So I think if anything on this show has inspired you or you're interested, just reach out. We'd love to chat, and we can do something together. Great. If not, just get to connect with some good people.
Man, I love that, Jake. I love it.
Gorgeous.
Do you have a good Friday feel good for us?
I do. Patience is not just waiting. It is what you're doing while you're waiting. Make sure that during the patient times, you're putting in the effort, you're doing the work, get the outcome that you're seeking to get for. Y'all know what to do. Find somebody you know, tell them you love them.
That's outstanding. Jake, again, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us for a little while today, man. We appreciate it. Love hearing the story. Love having the opportunity to have you on to tell the story. Hopefully we can get some more people to become a part of the society. And if they don't, then they can stay soft, and that is fine with me. So, look, we appreciate it, guys. Y'all know what to do. If you want to get involved, you go to deadmeatsociety.com, get your spatulas. Make sure that you get a sweatshirt and a hat. You will not be disappointed. The spatulas are amazing, but so is the merch. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We air every Saturday morning on ESPN 94.9 The Fan from 8 until 9 a.m. If you want to get involved, you can reach out to me at charlie@singletreebbq.com. Call me at 615-307-0120. And until next time, guys, we'll see you then.
Y'all be good.